What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Talk Dat Talk. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-host with me.
Hey man, you know what time it is, baby. It's Laker reasons. You know what time it is. See, I brought out the AD jersey because it's on him. We win as long as he's healthy and he plays correct. You feel me? And as long as he's not Draymond Green, then we'll be okay.
Wow, too soon. Too soon.
I'm just trying to figure out how you hit the side of the backboard on a running floater down the middle.
The ball got tipped, all right? The ball got tipped. If you rewind that play, it got tipped, man. Yeah. Shout out to Steph Curry, man. But the real reason why the Warriors lost, and we ain't gonna dive too much into it because it's a playoff special edition, and we'll talk about that for sure more in depth. We could just go into it. Andrew Wiggins is the reason why. Okay. I'm saying it right now. Andrew Wiggins, I'm telling you right now, he may gonna have to retire after the shot he took with 19 seconds to go on the shot clock, and they're down by 1. I don't know what he was thinking.
Retire?
I think it's I think we need to get about a Golden State because I know Oakland and San Francisco ain't going to want him in there. You could tell Steph Curry's face was like, bruh, really? You shot that? Like, I can understand if it was ball movement, he had an open look. Bro, he shot over 2 people. Over 2 people.
Right. So he basically got the same look LeBron gave JR.
Oh, yeah. Probably 10 times worse. Probably 10 times worse. Okay, because JR had a brain fart. It was like, I didn't know we had a timeout. You know what I mean? I didn't know we didn't have timeouts or whatever the case may be. But Wiggins, he took that with full confidence and did hit nothing. Like, if you're going to take a shot with full confidence, at least hit the rim. My man missed everything, man. But shout out to Golden State, man. They played hard, but Ja Morant is here.
Ja
is here. He's here. But today we got a special edition, man. Special edition show, and we said it. It's the playoff. The playoff is about to start. We're starting right now. You got the Bucks versus the Heat. We're gonna get into our playoff predictions on who's gonna get out of round 1. So to introduce our special guest, I'm gonna introduce one of the brothers, and my man Reason's gonna introduce another one of the brothers. We got my man Hot Take Jay, all the way from San Francisco, the Bay Area, if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna bring in him. He's gonna give us some of his insights and how he feel the first round is going to go as well. And then, so without further ado, let's go ahead and bring my man Jay in, man. Let's bring him in. Yeah. Hot Take Jay, where you at, baby?
Hey, bro, what's up? Oh, let me get my video on here, man.
Yeah, it's all good.
Video, champ.
Yo.
There he is.
Yo, how y'all doing?
He got
man?
on the wrong hat. Oh, we got to fire him already.
We gotta represent, man. We took an L yesterday, but you know.
Well, y'all taking 2 L's this week.
Yeah, we did. Christ. Some bad ones, but you know, we out here in the Bay.
How you doing? Hot Take Jay, man.
I'm good, man. I'm good. It was a little rough, but you know, I got my second vaccine shot 2 days ago. So I was a little sluggish, you know, and I was trying to get my spirits up for the game, and you know, it happened.
I feel it, man. But it's good that you vaccinated, man. That's good.
Yeah. How about y'all?
Oh yeah, vaccinated out here in these streets, man.
Yeah, vaccinated, whatever the case may be. So we got you here today to talk some playoff basketball. But before we dive into that, my man Reason's got to introduce another special guest that we're bringing on the show today.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I just want to introduce my brother, man. We've been knowing each other since freshman year of high school. This is my guy, man. One of the guys that we just been tight since summer league hoops at Artesia. And so, you know, he's a basketball guy, a true basketball brain. And I'm like, he deserves to be on the show so he can really talk that talk, because we talk all the time. So I want to make sure he get a chance to unveil how he feels about this. So my boy, no further things need to be said. My boy Ryan Johnson Carter is in the building.
Let's bring my boy Ryan. Let's bring Ryan up in here, man. Let's bring Ryan up in here as well, too, man. It's about to be a dope show. It's about to be dope. Ryan, you there, brother?
Yes, sir. Y'all see me?
No.
Y'all see me now?
We
There
got
it
you now.
is. Fix your camera. You looking, you going vertical.
Sideways.
Yeah, sideways.
Hold up.
Give me a second.
It's all good.
Give me a second.
Yeah. Oh, boom. There we go.
There he is. Look,
There you go.
there he is.
Clear.
So we're here, fellas. Thank y'all so much for taking the time out of your busy Saturdays to come and talk basketball with us. And today we're gonna be talking about the playoffs, man. First round, who y'all got, why y'all picked them teams, how many games the series is going, and so forth and so forth. But before we even do that, tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's start with Hot Take Jake. Tell us a little bit about what you do, how you got into podcasts and all that good stuff.
So really, I'm from the Bay, San Jose, and joined the military right out of high school, play a little hoops, where you go to different Air Force bases, and was just trying to live the college dream, but never really went that far. Got out. I do investments now, messing with financial planning and advice, but the passion for hoops never left. And one of my 20-year homies from when we first joined the military together asked me if I wanted to be on his pod. I'm like, well, we talking hoops, an hour and a half, 2 hours, just on a regular day where your lady's tripping. And I was just like, you know what? Well, why not get on a pod? I feel like I can articulate myself. So we got on the pod, was doing it about 6 months. Some things kind of went a little sideways. You're not always compatible with some of the behind the scenes. And I was like, but I still want to do it. So I caught y'all when y'all was talking about Deshaun Watson. I loved it. I love what your guys' train of thought. And I was like, well, maybe I can add some flow to what they got going on.
Oh, that's dope, man. That's dope. We glad to have you a part of the show today, man. And we got my man Ryan. My man Reason says you're a hoops guy. Y'all been talking hoops for years. So tell us a little bit about the hoops.
Yeah, me and DeJuan go back since high school, 9th grade, when it all started. I've been playing basketball for a minute. Played basketball in high school at Artesia, transferred out of there.
Oh, man. Oh.
I've been coaching basketball.
Oh, man.
Been coaching girls basketball. Been doing good in California. Moved out to Arizona 2017. Been coaching out here ever since. Now I'm doing a little bit more training with girls one-on-one, doing individual workouts and things like that. But as far as a student of the game, I'm always watching the game, always studying all levels, high school, college, pro, overseas. I watch it all. So I'm up to tune on what's going on. I'm pretty big on the hoops.
What's the age groups?
For high school, working with youngest is 9th grade,
Okay.
is second year in college.
Okay.
Nice. We got a coach familiar with the hoops. So it's dope, man. We got some basketball IQs up in this building, man. So it's going to be interesting to see how y'all pick it. So without further ado, we're going to share the screen real quick just to show which round or which game we're going to focus on first. We're going to start in the West. So here we got the playoff brackets. We got the Utah Jazz in Memphis, the Clippers in Dallas. You got Denver and Portland, Phoenix and the Lakers on the West. We got Philly and Washington in the East for a 1 and 8 seat. We got New York and Atlanta,
You can make the bottle.
Milwaukee and Miami, and then we got Brooklyn and Boston. But we're gonna focus on the West. Game 1 starting tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Utah versus Memphis. All right. So stop that. Utah versus Memphis, man. I'm gonna start with you, Ryan. How you think this series is gonna go?
Before last night changed a lot for me. Was seeing how Ja handled everything and his poise with dealing with Curry, and knowing what Curry could go off for. That showed me a lot. So with giving him now a 7-game series with Utah, still not gonna see much. I see Utah get rid of them in 5. I give Ja 1 game. I see them sneaking in 1 just off, just that young momentum and energy. But just the veteran savvy of Utah is gonna deal with them in 5. I got them in 5.
5 games, 5 games. And also Donovan Mitchell will be back too for game 1. So he's looking to fry some folks. What about hot take? How you got this series going, man?
I'm gonna give him 2 games. Utah should prevail, but for me, I pick on Rudy Gobert in the sense that he's defensive player of the year, but somebody like Ja, when he gets him on an island, is going to make him look bad. And depending on how aggressive and how composed Ja comes with it, because Valanciunas and Jaren Jackson will be standing on the wing, and so I feel like Gobert is going to be out there butt naked in the perimeter, and hopefully he can get 2. I want him to take it, to be honest with you, but yeah, I give him 2.
Okay. So we got Memphis winning 2, so we got that series going 6. What about you, Reeses?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with my boy Ryan. I see this over in 5.
Oh, man, you can't do it. You can't be doing that, man. Come on, man. You gotta pause after that, dog. You can't be.
Hey,
come on. No, oh yeah, it was more or less like a subtle. I mean, I'm agree with my boy Ryan. I feel like Ja, they gonna do enough, but they ain't been to the dance yet. Utah got something to prove, because remember they was up 3-1 and got ran down last year and got sent up out of there.
Yeah.
So they can't afford another first round exit right now. They really can't afford a competitive round, because they have been the superior team all season, quote unquote. They've had the best record. They shot the most 3-point shots, all the good stuff about Utah. And everybody been talking about Utah and how they not that good, which is still the truth. But if they need to prove themselves, they need to get this over with in 5 or less. So I'm going to be respectful and give Ja 1, which I'm going to give him game 3 to make things a little interesting. And I got that over in 5.
Good. That's interesting take, but I'm going to go way off board. I'm not going to give Ja 1 game. I'm going to say that the Utah Jazz is going to sweep the Memphis Grizzlies based off what you said, reasons about how they gave up a 3-1 lead last year. They got something to prove. Everybody is overlooking the Utah Jazz. This is a statement series for Utah. They have to finish it quick, fast, and in a hurry. They cannot let Memphis get 1 game, because with a young team like that, when they feel like they can beat you, then they can feel like they can win a series. So given the fact that this is the first time in the dance, they're unexperienced, Ja is going to do what he can do. He's going to play his butt off. But what's going to happen is they're going to have to make sure they make him a jump shooter and not a driver. They cannot let him get to the paint. They can't let him get to his spots. Make him shoot jump shots. We know Ja don't shoot mid-ranges like that. He's either layups or a 3. So at least make him shoot more 3s, depend on the jump shot a little bit more. And you got Donovan Mitchell coming back from an ankle injury. I think he's looking to show that he's going to be healthy. And I think Utah is going to get it done quick, fast, in a hurry. I think there's going to be close games. Don't get me wrong. I think it's going to be close games. And I do think Utah experience and their veteranship will get this series out of the way, because it's a statement series, in my opinion. So I'm not giving Memphis 1 game. I say that they're going to be all close games, but they're inexperiences that almost cost them last night. But Andrew Wiggins saved their soul, and Draymond Green threw up a prayer. Never got the prayer answered. They got fortunate last night. I don't think they're going to be fortunate in these series against Utah Jazz.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have Draymond, so they got a shot. That's how I look at it.
How long was Devin Mitchell out?
For a month.
16. He missed 16 games.
Yeah. See, he's supposed to come into the playoffs 100 like right out the gate.
Well, I mean, they got the 6 men in the year. You know,
Hey, Clarkson been hooping.
He's been very much hooping. I just think the team camaraderie, and like I said, Jazz got a statement. This is not about Memphis. This is everything about Utah. They don't even think the Jazz is the best team in the league right now. Everybody's saying, oh, they're just a regular season team. They're considering them possibly the Toronto Raptors, the year that they was good, the number 1, and they just couldn't get over the hump. I'm telling you, they got to get rid of
Count me one of them. I'm one of them.
I respect it. I respect it.
Definitely respect it. So let's go to the next series. This is
It's my favorite series.
The Clippers.
Favorite series.
The Clippers versus the Dallas Mavericks, man. So, Reason, since this is your favorite series, how do you feel about this series going?
So it's like this one of your heart and your head kind of series, right? You feel me? Where my head says the Clippers should win because it's the Clippers, right? You know, playoff P. You got the Kawhi guy. You got playoff Rondo, Ibaka, Boogie. You know, Ty Lue said, "I don't give a damn what y'all think." You feel me? They hype. It looked good. But it's the same damn story I seen last year. And you know, last year I went with the course. This year, F the course. I got the Mavericks in 6, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. Luka Magic, get these bums up out of here. The hell, get them hell up out of here. I need to see the Clipper. I can't wait to call a Clipper fan to hear the excuse and the sadness and all that. You feel me? Do I want to save them from the Lakers, run them up out of here in the conference finals? Sure, that'd be nice. I love that too. But to see them to go home now, because they should have went home last year, but you know, Porzingis got hurt and then he got ejected for a game. I don't expect no injuries. I don't expect no ejections. I expect Luka to average 35, 9, and 8 because Paul George can't guard him, Kawhi can't guard him, and playoff Rondo too damn small. So get him up out of here, man. Mavericks in 6. You heard it. I said it, and I stand by it.
Mavericks. My man Reason's going with an upset. The Mavericks in 6. How do you feel about that hot take? You start laughing when he said that. So how you think that's going to play out?
Actually, I'm kind of going the other way. Everything you talked about with Utah and that embarrassment, and you coming back into it focused. I like the Clippers. I like the Clippers in 5, to be honest with you. I'm not a believer in Porzingis. His talent is there. He's a unicorn. He's legit. But when you always get to the end of the road and you coming up with something, right? You hurt some fashion, and they're talking about some dissension between the two, and it's like they're just not ready yet, in my opinion. And on the other end, I think Paul been embarrassed from last year. I think Rondo's going to give him some of that composure. And I've always been a big fan of Serge Ibaka. So them spreading the floor and just kind of being a soldier for them. I think the Clippers are going to make quick work in 5.
You know what, hot take? I'm going to have to agree, but I'm going to say in 6, though. I think Luka does present a problem for the Clippers. There's nobody on that floor that can guard Luka Doncic. I'm just going to call it. True. I'm going to lie to you. What he does for the Dallas Mavericks is he gives them that confidence to feel like they can beat everybody, and he's a walking triple-double. And I've seen time and time again, even with his heroic performances last year, they wasn't able to get it done. I don't believe in Porzingis. I think he is always injured in the biggest moments.
When you need him the most.
Yep. Exactly. He's that guy that like, oh, yeah, we need you to go. Oh, yeah, for sure. You know what? Let's check my bank account real quick. You know my bank account. I ain't got that right now. You know what I'm saying? But on the next one, it's always a bank account, or it's always I catch you on the next 5. And I don't think that's going to be enough. I think Dallas is going to need Porzingis, and without Porzingis, they don't stand a chance. I think Luka is going to will his way to win 2 games. I think he still won, and they win 1 in Dallas. But I think Clippers, again, they got a lot of pressure on them. It's championship or bust, man. They have to win. They have to go to the Western Conference Finals at least for the first time in franchise history. And I think this is the easiest road to a degree. If they get past Dallas, I think that they can definitely beat Utah and they can get to the Western Conference Finals for the first time ever. We'll talk about that later moving forward. But I got the Clippers in 6, man. Ryan, how you feeling, man? It look like you agreeing with me.
I'm agree with you on hot take. I'm saying 5. I say the biggest X factor for me is Rondo. This season they matched up 3 times. Dallas won 2, but both of those games was with Lou Williams. Rondo wasn't there. Boogie wasn't there. So for me, and in the playoffs last year, the Clippers' problem was finishing the game. They have these great leads, but they can't close it out. Rondo's going to provide that poise to keep the leads where it needs to be, keep the game where it's supposed to be, and manage that throughout those times where they blow the leads and lose those 3-1 leads in the playoffs, lose those leads again. They don't got Doc there to think everything's okay no more. Ty's going to really coach them through and not just play this poise, oh, we can do this. So they're going to actually get coached in those moments. So I see the Clippers. Luka, he's going to get his triple-double, but I think that's his bare minimum. It's almost in the fact of Russell Westbrook. You can get the triple-double, but once you get 25, 10, and 10, your effect doesn't start until after those stats. So once you get 25, 10, and 10, the numbers you get after that is really affect the game to me.
And the efficiency. It's got to be efficient, man. That's
exactly.
I mean,
empty calories.
Ryan, you brought up a great point. Finishing games, and this is a different Clipper team because they got Rondo, and that was good. That boy, you're good. But Clippers still this year suck in the last 5 minutes of games. They still are not closing out games. They still can't figure, like, they're winning games, but they're still letting things become interesting when they have leads. They're still letting things, or they're not finishing them to where they don't win games. So they got to make me a believer. I don't believe. I only really believe in Rajon Rondo because Kawhi last year became a true disappointment because it was real pressure last year. It was real pressure. And Toronto wasn't no real pressure because if they win, cool.
House money.
The Spurs, wasn't no pressure. You wasn't even the leader. Last year, he was the leader. It was real pressure, and he crumbled like a bag of Oreos that you give a baby.
I got you. My thing is this: if Rondo is there,
yes,
settle the storm when it starts to get crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's only 4 or 5 moments in a game that are pivotal.
At time, Paul George, we don't need Paul George to be Hercules all throughout the time. You just need somebody to settle the storm down when it starts to get crazy, and that's what Rondo's there for. Rondo has only been there pretty much as long as Drummond has been with the Lakers. So that's talking about their horrible closing games. Majority of those games is without Rondo. So Rondo's there now. Luka has never played Rondo on the Clippers. So it's going to be a completely different look for him as well. He can get his buckets all day on the Clippers. That's what he's shown to do. But it's going to look a little bit different when Rondo's studying you night in and night out for 7 games.
You bring up a great point, Ryan, with Rondo, his experience, his veteranship, his championship pedigree. He dots all the I's or T's or whatever you want to call them. But what scares me with the Clippers, though, is how they finished those last 2 games. To lose to Houston and OKC, this is the perfect time to possibly play the Lakers early in the playoffs and to choose
she's a track star
4 seat and kind of like give them games away, right? That kind of scares me with the Clippers because if they would have been like, yo, nah, let's finish these games out. We want the Lakers. We want the smoke. We think the Lakers should get by Phoenix. We're going to play them next, and we're going to shut it all down, and then we're going to go to the finals. But for them to take the high road and say, I don't think we're ready just yet. Let's get some extra games in. Let's at least get to the Western Conference Finals. I don't know if we could beat the Lakers, but at least we can beat Dallas and we can beat Utah. That showed me a lot. You get what I'm saying? I think they should have took that. I think they should have took the 3rd seed and played the Lakers in the 2nd round.
That's good, but I have a rebuttal for that. Even though I'm not really, I believe and I don't believe that that's what happened. But at the same time, I can say this: say that the Clippers did play those last 2 games. Say that they did win, they still wouldn't have got that 3rd spot, that 2nd spot to play the Lakers.
They would have because Denver lost. Denver lost.
They'd have been ahead. They'd have been a game ahead.
Do was win.
Wasn't that Phoenix and Portland game the last one that that the Suns got to clinch that spot?
No. It was for the 3 seed, not the 2 seed. It was a 3 seed. So they would have played the Lakers the next round if they would have won against OKC. And so by saying We're going to take the Mavericks and the Utah. We can beat those teams easily. We'll play the Lakers later. Hopefully, Portland knocks them out. Hopefully, Phoenix take them to 7.
Let me interject real quick. First off, we know that Kawhi Leonard personally is Mr. Load Management. And I think that it was probably Jared Dudley or whoever just throwing jabs, gossiping, just, all that extra gray area where really the Clippers was like, we're just going to do us. We're going to sit a couple guys for the last couple games that are meaningless. We're just going to let the chips fall where they may. Jared Dudley, booger eating, just starting drama, and it just caught wind. And if the Clippers are who I think that they should be, then they was just letting the chips fall where they may. And whether it's LeBron in the first, that would have been tactically the best way to go about it. But I think that they just, if they are who they should be, it doesn't matter if it's Western Conference Finals or not. Handle your business when that day comes.
You know what I think that Steph Curry wish he didn't take your approach where we let the kids play where they lie. Because he wouldn't have given the ball to Andrew Wiggins when the was on the dime. And so I don't believe that they was letting the chips lie where they are. I think they took the high roll because they don't think they're ready just yet for the Lakers. So they wanted to get a couple more series under their belt to get to the Western Conference Finals, and it's good for TV.
That was the wrong move because LeBron was playing under the rim, and he was ripe to get got. And if they make it to the second round of the playoffs, I got to assume his ankle is well oiled, ready to go, and that's a problem. You're the best move was to play him early. Period. Dot. But
anyway, man, let's keep it moving on. We got the next good series. This is a good series right here. Denver and Portland. I start this one off, man, because I don't think this is going to be a series anyway. I think the way Portland manhandled Denver for the last game showed me a lot because, again, I can understand if these games were meaningless, if they don't mean nothing, but these games meant something. They meant something for seeding. Denver didn't know that the Clippers was going to lose. They didn't know that. And to go in there and get routed and get beat like that, like not even make it a competitive game, that showed me a lot about Denver. And what it showed me is that they really ain't about that action. They don't got the heart. Jokic is a great player. I'm telling you, fundamentally sound. He can do so much for them, but he's not going to be enough because they're missing that Jamal Murray heart that never died, that I'm going to put my heart on my sleeve and give you everything I got. Jokic is going to just get out there, get you some buckets, get the team involved, but they're missing the heart and the soul of their team. Porter, he's not going to get it done. Gordon, I don't know if he's going to be healthy or not. He play games, don't play games. I don't even know if he got an injury. They don't tell you what's wrong with him. He just be sitting out. So I don't think that Denver is going to win. I think I got Portland in 5, man. I got Dame Lillard and CJ going in there, taking care of business. They're going to steal 2 games in Denver. That's what I feel. I think they're going to steal 1 and 2. I think Denver may get 1 in Portland, and then they're going to end up beating them at home in Denver. They're going to beat Denver in Denver for game 5. I got Portland in 5, man. Not even a real series, in my opinion.
Ryan, what you got, man? What you got, Ryan?
In the same exact way. I got it Portland in 5. I got Denver getting a win just off Portland just getting bored, but this is about to be no Murray, it's no chance. Is you don't really have the answer guard wise to keep up with CJ and Dame with them having a mediocre night. So you got to have the best game of your life at least 4 times to even stand a chance. You got to hope Melo not hooping. You got to hope Nurkic's not hooping. So it's a lot that it 5, and that's me being nice, honestly.
Exactly. I won't be nice. I'm calling it sweet. And first off, let me say this. I think Jokic is the MVP. Jokic, I've been poo-pooing on Jokic for a long time just because he's a defensive liability, and that's just not what I stand for when I'm talking about, defense and what I want to see from my team. But that being said, the highlights and the creativeness and the consistency that he has displayed this year, he is the MVP. That said, it's Dame time all day. They got no matchup for him. They ain't gonna be able to stop him. And I would have given him 2 games with Murray, or maybe just, a 6-7 game series. But without that lead ball guys, nope, sweep.
Yeah. So to your point, Bake, see, here's what I felt about Denver. I felt Denver fully understood they didn't have Murray, and an easier matchup would have been Dallas. So they was hoping the Clippers didn't truck it off and lose. So then they move it to 4, and Clippers got to deal with Portland. So that was my take on Denver, but the Clippers blew their part because the Clippers didn't want no parts of Portland. So if you really think about it, instead of avoiding the Lakers, everybody was avoiding Portland. This is crazy. This is the way these teams is shaped up. So, but I'm gonna agree with y'all, man. I got Portland getting up out of here. I'm gonna say 5-2 also. I respect Jokic enough to give him a game. I'm gonna give him game 2. I feel like, Dame and them will come out there and do what they need to do. And, Dame still, he got to get himself, he be having these playoff moments where he just don't show up. And we talk about all the highlights and how good he is, but, the series against the Warriors when KD was out, he was a no-show. Couldn't find the man.
It's matchups. One end, he's a superstar, and it's like greatest shot I've ever seen on Paul George, and then the next he just MIA. But this is a bad matchup for Denver. Denver's got no answer for him.
Facts. So that's what I'm saying. He has to. This is where he just inserts his authority. This is me. I'm taking this over. You ain't got nothing to say about this. So that's why I got it over in 5. I believe Portland should do what they need to do to get this over with, and that's just how I look at it. Denver without Murray. With Murray, I probably would have picked Denver because of the experience. And I think they just ready to go to that next level. Without Murray, I was over at 5.
So we all know the last series for the West is the Lakers and Phoenix. Since you ready, you already pointing at it. How do you feel about this, Regis? I know you a Laker fan, a die hard.
To the soul, baby. Hey, look, this over in 5. Okay, 5. I would say sweep if we'd have been healthy, but this is over in 5. They too damn small, and I'm not about to sit here and even think that the Suns should make this competitive. Only way this is competitive is if 3 people make this competitive. And Ryan know the 3 people I'm talking about: Vogel, LeBron, and Anthony goddamn Davis. The only reason this could be competitive is if these 3 people make it competitive. If these 3 decide to actually coach, be a leader, and then be a dog, over in 5. They too small. Man, Anthony Davis just went for 42 and 15 without LeBron. No LeBron in sight. And he physically dominated the Suns. Jay Crowder's too small. Torrey Craig's too small. And DeAndre Ayton going to have his own hands full. And then when DeAndre Ayton is guarding Anthony Davis when the Lakers played small, he's still too much. So, you feel me? When you look at that game, KCP did a hell of a job on Devin Booker. A hell of a job. You feel me? And now we get playoff Matthews. Okay, Clippers got playoff Rondo. We got playoff Matthews. All right. You feel me? Playoff Matthews is going to frustrate the hell out of him too. And then, man, we got the I call him like R. Tyler Hansborough, the person you just love to hate, Mr. Alex Caruso. Okay, he ain't gonna give me much on offense. I don't need him give me much on offense. I just need him to agitate Mr. Chris Paul himself. Just agitate him. You feel me? Just be an annoyance. Lakers in 5, and that's how I see it. R.I.P. to Kobe.
My man Ryan is in full thought process, man. How you feel about this one, man?
I like the way he puts it. I just like the way he puts it sometimes. I got Lakers in 6 though. I think they like the city of Phoenix. I think they're gonna want to come back to it. I think they're gonna have. Ayton is gonna be the difference if they go 6. He has to have at least 25 a game.
Oh, that's not happening. So you can hang that up, but carry on.
And for him to get that, he has to go to work because there's some tall bullies down there. So I got Lakers in 6 just because they like the city of Phoenix. But yeah, 25. If he don't get 25, it might be a sweep if he don't get 25 a game.
What about you, Hot Take?
So I hate the qualifiers. I hate the assuming health conversation. I'm gonna try to keep that out of it. I'm gonna say Lakers in 6. But I'm just such a non-believer in AD. The problem is the Suns is just not. They got no resistance to offer. I expect Aiden to be fouled out 3 out of half the games, just because, or even if he's not fouling out to the point where it's impacting his minutes dramatically. So they just ain't built to deal with it.
Wow.
Worst possible matchup for the Suns was the Lakers. That's the worst possible matchup for them.
Wow. Y'all are so disrespectful to this man who I believe is the MVP of the league, Chris goddamn Paul. Everybody knows this man is not going to let it be that easy for the freaking Lakers. I think this game is going 7. Everybody, see, a lot of are overlooking the heart of a champion. Look, Chris Paul.
He ain't no champion.
Okay, but he's a champion. I ain't say physically he got a trophy, but Chris Paul never dies attitude. Look, he took the OKC Thunder to Game 7 against the Houston Rockets. Nobody even gave him a chance. The same thing y'all doing now. The Rockets got this. The Rockets got overpowered. They should be able to beat the woo. They took them to 7. They should have won the series because of Chris Paul. He never quits. He's going to be a gamer. And I think this is the time for Devin Booker to show up and show out. Look, KCP played some good defense on him in the regular season. And out of shape, Matt, bruh, I don't know what kind of defense that boy look like he need a couple treadmills and a couple slim fast juices to slim down a little bit, because the boy be out there. I don't even know how he hooping right now, the way he be out there looking so embarrassing. And we can talk about that another day. But I'm telling you right now, the Phoenix Suns is going to push the Lakers to the limit. Look, LeBron is not healthy enough. And I see it in the Warriors game. You
saw it under the rim, all the way under the rim. I don't even think he got one dunk. I'm telling you, he played horrible. He got lucky, and that shot was the miracle of miracle. And I love LeBron, so I'm gonna call a spade, but that ain't LeBron James. That wasn't LeBron James that I saw. He did what he could, but you see how he played. He played facilitating LeBron mode because he's not athletically, physically, he's not able to do the things that he would like to do. So he's relying on his IQ to pass the ball, to get people in the right places. I know when LeBron is physically good, he's going to take over on some modes, and he's going to be like, man, get your little ass off me. You saw it at spurts, but at times it was like, yeah, that ain't looking too good, Bron. Give it to somebody else. And Caruso and some other players made some big shots, and then you already know the shot that put the Warriors pretty much out of the playoffs on top of Wiggins' shot. I guess they just got a pattern. Shots don't work for them. I guess shots is not. They drink water. The other players take shots. I guess that's what they do. But anyway, I think that Phoenix Suns is going to go 7 to the Lakers. I don't trust AD. I just don't. He had 46 one night. That's what AD do. Even with Denver, he scored 46 game winner, then he come back and don't score no damn buckets, and the game is hard as hell. I don't know what AD gonna show up. AD has what you call that? Personality disorder. You don't know what personality you gonna get with AD. You may get or you may get I don't know. So I'm telling you right now, and I'm a LeBron fan, but this game in this series is going 7. Phoenix is going to set the tone, and they're going to take game 1 and 2, and they're going to push the Lakers to the limit. I'm telling you right now, when the Lakers played against Miami, they didn't think Miami should win the game. Where did that series go? Where did it go? Somebody say, where did it go?
It went 6 because Jimmy Butler died in 5. You got to think about that. It took Jimmy Butler to reach the brink of death to push that to 6.
Facts.
Because what happened in game 6?
Facts.
He had to die. So look, you and Chris Paul, and nobody's disrespecting Chris Paul. Chris Paul's an amazing point guard. I got him second on my MVP list behind Jokic. Just because that's just how that works out. But come on, bro. They just too small. They too small. And because I'm gonna let him say his part of it when it comes to LeBron and my guy Ryan, because my guy Ryan's a huge LeBron fan too. He's one of the LeBron apologists that I consider in the world. Because I called Ryan before halftime of this last Warriors game, and I said, "Bro," because I wasn't watching the game, so I had to call my guy. I said, "Bro, what the hell going on?" And he's always very honest. He said, "They ain't here. They just not here. He don't know where they are. He don't know what Anthony Davis is doing. Shooter playing horrible." He broke it down for me. But then, Ryan, go ahead and tell the people what you said, what should be happening when you make it back home. Because he was in the car when I called him. When you make it back, what'd you say, bro?
Last time I went to get something to eat on my way back, I was talking about it. And I was like, the game should be going on right now. It should be third quarter. I was like, I should be going into the house. I should see the Lakers down by about 6. Mm-hmm. And I should see LeBron at the foul line. And when we walked in the house, that's exactly what we saw. Lakers down 6, Bron at the foul line. So he went back into that mode that he does when he says, "Get back on my back. I got y'all for a good 4 minutes. Now we back to where we need to be. Let's go back to rolling."
I agree with that. But I truly feel like it was a different type of LeBron get back on my back. It was a facilitating LeBron. He got his teams in the right spot by passing the basketball. And then in certain spots, you show some of that athletic. Bro, when he went to the rack on, what's the dude name? I think his last name with a V. And he moved him out the way and laid. That wasn't LeBron. LeBron would have dunked that. The healthy LeBron would have rose up and then dunked that. But this LeBron, I'm telling you right now, and then y'all say size. Y'all talk about size, right? Lakers have a great way of playing undersized. They don't play their size. They play to their opponent's size time and time again. You shouldn't have been close to the Warriors. You got AD, Draymond, who is probably the AD stopper. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade.
Thank you.
Because he made AD look like he didn't want no type of smoke. But I'm telling you right now, the Lakers play down to their size so many times. Because when you got those big boys down there, that game shouldn't even went to the wire. It should have been done. But no, y'all play to your level, y'all competition. Y'all do that every single time. Okay. And that is why I don't believe y'all.
No, let me get some of that. Let me get some of that. So you're right, Bake, but you're off in the sense that I don't trust AD farther than I could see either. But don't discredit Draymond. Draymond offensively, I don't know what's going on there. But what I will say is he's top notch post defender.
Yeah.
Top 2, top 3 in the league. Who on Phoenix is going to represent any resistance like that? Ayton's going to have 3 fouls at the beginning of the second quarter. And then what happens? Now, the only question is AD going to be composed? Is his pride going to be challenged enough to go in there and handle business or be the dog, as my man says right here, from jump? The
only question is that. But here's my thing, and we can move on after this.
Yeah.
Because I got 2 LeBron apologists on my screen right here. And I got another guy that I think I would say, high take, you appreciate what LeBron has done.
I appreciate him. I'm not a fanboy, but I appreciate him.
Yeah, so me and you are kind of on the same thing. So we got 2 apologists and 2 appreciators.
Fanboy, I just love LeBron. I love LeBron.
That's an apologist. LeBron apologist. When he do right, you there. When he do wrong, y'all find a way to shade some shit. So, wow. So here's how I look at this.
Okay.
Here's how I look at this. Because I'm a real Laker fan. This is true and true. I appreciate what LeBron has done for our franchise. I will never knock the man for what he has done. But he has to understand where I come from and who I represent. Because the other jersey's up too. Okay? The other jersey's up too. I can care less about an ankle, a knee, a finger, a throat, a nose, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I can give a damn. When you step on this court, in this here playoffs, we about business out there in LA. So I don't want to hear about what he can't do, what he can do, because what I do know is my guy in the NBA Finals suffered the same damn ankle sprain that LeBron had. He missed a game and finished that series off against the Pacers. Actually won game 6 or won game 5 when Shaq fouled out. So here's what I'm saying. LeBron, I don't care about injuries. I don't care about none of that. Put the team on your back. Do what you need to do. Get this over with quickly so then you can rest. And hopefully Denver makes Portland sweat a little bit to where, you feel me? Y'all play Portland in the second round and then we go from there. So I don't want to hear that. I don't care about that injury. I don't give a damn about his ankle. His ankle's fine enough to be on that court. His ankle better be fine enough to win this goddamn series quickly.
Like I said,
spoken.
Like we'll move on. But at the end of the day, I'm not his ankle for LeBron. I'm just letting you know it's the facts. I know how LeBron can play with it. We don't care. LA fans, we don't care. We don't care about your ankle. We don't. Yeah. I know. That's why y'all ruthless. Y'all only care about winning. Y'all don't care about the people. That's why nobody rock with y'all like that.
No,
but let's go to
no pun intended. You got to die for this. Okay.
Yo, man, that's too soon, man. Come on, man. It ain't even been a year. Come on, man. Come on. We got Philly versus the Washington Wizards in the Eastern Conference Finals first round. How y'all feel about this? Rod, take this away, man. How you think this series gonna go, brother?
Me? Oh, my bad. My bad. I got Philly's not about to play with their food. I got Philly sweeping. Get this over with. Bradley Beal, amazing year. You're gonna get in the first round. You're gonna do your thing. I think you're still gonna get your average about 30. That's cool. But Russ is gonna be Russ some kind of way that just causes y'all to lose the lead or lose the momentum that y'all had and make you hang your head just for a play or two. That's just gonna have Philly just put it on you for the rest of the way. Philly ain't got time to play with their food. I think they in the same position as Utah. They can't play around with nobody. They got to prove their points. So I got Philly getting rid of them quick.
Mm-hmm. I second that. I don't really have much to add on to that. I love Russ, man. I love Russ, and I've wanted him to show me something just a little bit different because he's one of a kind. I love him, but Russ is going to be Russ, and it's running into a buzzsaw in Philly.
Yeah, Philly in 4, and it's less about Russ. I just feel like Philly just better, and they don't have an answer for Embiid. So Russ can not be Russ, and it wouldn't be enough. In my
That's true too.
Like he can do what he does and build with the hamstring. I don't know how explosive he's gonna be because I feel like the Sixers should put Ben Simmons on him and eliminate him. Just say, Russ, this is all you. And they just don't have an answer for Embiid, so that's why I got it over in 4.
I would have to agree. I don't think it's going to be 4. I think the Russ that I saw against Indiana, I think that's how Russ should play more often. Composed, under control, play within the team, and utilize your best weapon, Bradley Beal. You know that man has the ability to get hot. And with Philly, I don't know what it is with Philly. Philly is another one of those teams where they should be dominating in the games that they should be dominating. They may got the Doc River effect where everything's going to be okay, and it's really not going to be okay, and they end up losing the game. And so I think Russ and Bill is going to win one. I'm going to give them one. I think Russ is going to lose some games for him as well, but I think he's going to win the game for him. And I like what I saw. If he plays like he played against Indiana, and I know Indiana not Philly, but I'm talking about the way he played under control within the system, using your team and playing the game the right way, I think that they can win one game. I like I said, they don't have no answer to Embiid. I think they just matchup problems is left and right. But I think they'll get one. I'm going to.
I just want to see one Ben Simmons 3-pointer live on TV and not a replay.
Listen, I don't even think you'll ever catch that chance, champ. I'm gonna just be honest with you. We may be doing a show when we like 50, and we're gonna look back like, damn, Ben Simmons never shot a 3 live. This is crazy.
Anyway, moving right along to the next series, we have this is an interesting one, bro. New York versus Atlanta, man. Atlanta. Hot take. Since you said, you take this one away first, man. How you feel?
Man, I wanted to go last. I'm trying to formulate my thoughts on this one because this one's a little messy, man.
I got you. Listen, man. First and foremost, New York be popping at night, so I feel like the Knicks win the first 2 because New York be popping at night.
ATL ain't.
Then they go to ATL, And Julius Randle, instead of going to the gym, he had Magic City. So that's, I got Atlanta winning the next two. Then they go back to New York. It gets a little interesting. I got the Knicks winning, and then I got the Knicks finishing out in 6. Okay, that's just kind of how I look. I feel like it's too lit for the first 4 games. It's both teams too lit. Game 5 is when both teams get serious about their craft. I got the New York Knickerbockers in 6.
How you feel, Rock? How you feel about this one?
I got the Knicks in 5. Randall has his way with Atlanta.
Oh,
last game
has no answer.
Last game, I think he averaged like 35 against Atlanta.
Oh my God!
The last game he had 44.
Oh.
The game before that he had like 40. Is no answer for him. So I'm gonna have his way. Trey just is not the leader that he thinks he is yet.
Ooh. I like that take.
I don't think he thinks he got everything he could from Rondo, but he didn't get nothing from Rondo. And I think before Rondo, he already thought he was at a level of leadership that he thought he was, but I don't think he's where he thinks he's at. And it's gonna show when he tries to win over games and force things and start to show those I'm not there yet signs. But I got Randall just having his way, giving New York life for one good round. But I got them in 5.
I like it.
That's not a bad take. This is an interesting series. I think if Atlanta want a chance to win this series, they got to double Randall. They gotta make sure Randall not getting hot. They let everybody else beat you because everybody else is inconsistent when it comes to the Knicks. The only other consistent player is Derrick Rose. So if you can take out Randall and you can make him get the ball out of his hands, put it in everybody else's hands. We have what's the rookie? I can't think of his name. I just lost my dang train of thought. RJ Barrett. Put RJ. Put the ball in RJ hands and make him. We've seen him under pressure. Sometimes he don't make good plays under pressure. So if I'm Atlanta, I want to give myself a fighting chance. I'm taking the ball out of Randall's hand and I'm letting everybody else beat me. They do that. They make him win this series. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to continue to play what they've been playing because I think it's one of those teams unexperienced in the playoffs, a young team. They're going to probably play the same way they've been playing throughout the regular season, and they're going to let Julius be the freaking savior of the New York Knicks for one round, and they're going to get ran. But I think they win 2. All right, I think they win 2. It ain't about what city is popping. It's about what team is the best, in my opinion. And I think the Knicks is the better team. They beat them and they dominate them throughout the regular season. And I think Randall, if they don't stop Randall, they're going to beat them and dominate them again, but they're going to win in 6. And Trey Young, I don't even think he feels like he's a leader. I just think he's getting better. I think when you're the leader, I think they're trying to make him the leader. But right now, I don't think he even feels like it's my team just yet. He's getting there. Eventually, he will be there. But I think the defense is his Achilles heel, and it's hard to be the leader if you're only good on one side of the basketball. And that's just how I feel. I think you need to be a little bit more efficient on the defense. Even with Curry. Curry is a leader because he does things even in the defensive end. I ain't saying he's going to lock somebody up, but he get timely steals, timely pokes, timely take
in the right spot.
At the right spot. And Trey Young hasn't made that transition yet. You ain't got to lock people up. You could just make big defensive plays at big moments. He hasn't done that yet. He's an offensive guru, and I love his offensive game, but he needs to transition to that next level point guardism.
Yeah. So after hearing you guys break it down, because I haven't been watching the Knicks and the Hawks, as intently as I watch some other teams, but I know Tom Thibodeau. I know these are 2 new playoff teams, and I also liken it to the Warriors growing up when we was losing to the Nuggets and the Spurs in the playoffs back in like 13, 14, and watching that transition. So when games get tight, winning in the playoffs, buttholes pucker up, and somebody like Trey Young has to fail to then turn around and come the next season and learn from those, right? Even Steph Curry still ain't all the way with his turnovers, these past couple of games ain't all the way, mastered it 100%. But Trey, this is his first time, man. He's green. And if the Knicks are trying to basically represent the grindhouse and how Memphis gets down, and when this playoff ball slows down and and Trey starts forcing the issue, if he's off even a little bit, and then it starts getting in your head and it's this snowball unraveling. So they might get two, but closing somebody out is also another level too. And when you're talking about Trey trying to close people out from 35 feet out, bro, that's there's only a couple people who've been there. So
Thanks.
I'd say Knicks in 6.
I feel it, man. On to the next series. As we dine down to this is an interesting series right here. This is one of them ones, man. This is
live
ones. Milwaukee and the defending Eastern Conference champions, Miami Heat. I don't even know who want to take this one on first.
All right, man. Look, so this is interesting to me just for the simple fact that personally, I don't care who wins this series. Really don't. Don't really care who wins because I'm looking forward to whoever got to play Brooklyn in the next series. So I'm going to throw out my prediction of the Brooklyn thing when we get there, but that's how I see it. But Giannis can't lose this series. He can't. He cannot. If it goes 7 and he wins, okay. But Giannis cannot lose this series, and he can't lose it because Giannis couldn't be Giannis, right? Like, because everybody just packed the paint, and then that means he needs to evolve. That means he's in this series, he needs to do something different, figure it out. But he cannot let Jimmy Butler and them send him home. It just like if he does this, we got to stop talking about Giannis. Like, I feel like we need to cut this. He's great. And no, send him in the back of the bus with whatever that is back there. We can't be at the front. We don't need to keep talking about him and hyping him up. And he's the next great loser if he loses this series. And I'm just calling it what it is. So I'm going to be on the safe side. I'm going to say Bucks in 6. But I can see this going 7, and then they win in 7. But he can't lose this series. That's just kind of how I see it.
You know what? I couldn't have put it any better. I couldn't. I'm not gonna hold you. This is put up or shut up for Giannis. He's gonna be the regular season super king, and then when you get to the playoffs, he's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. He's where he went. I don't know where he went. I don't know where he gone, but he just went missing, okay? And I like Giannis. I like his heart, but again, one thing I respect about Giannis, than Ben Simmons, Giannis will at least try to shoot a 3. You at least see him taking shots. You at least see him trying to work on his game. Ben Simmons is like, I'm going to just do me, bro. I'm doing me. I don't care. You're going to see me shoot them things. I'm going to do what I need to do. And so, but I think what's going to help the Milwaukee Bucks this time around is they picked up 2 pivotal pieces. My man Holiday about to make sure ain't nobody getting no presents, okay? Nobody getting no presents until he wants to give the presents. And I don't think he's giving no presents to the Miami Heat. I think Miami Heat is going to fight their butts off. But I think they got Drew Holiday at the right time, and they got PJ Tucker, another dog, another dude that's going to go out there and be gritty, is going to put his body on the line for the team. They didn't have that last year. They had Eric Bledsoe, and we see where that went in New Orleans. They didn't go too far, okay? And they had some other guys that just ain't about the heart. They got some heart in that team and on that defense that's going to be able to help them much better this year. And I think Giannis been working on his post. He has to work on that turnaround little floater around the brim. He has to work on it. Even if you don't shoot a mid-range, post up, turn around, face up, hit one of those shots like that. I've been seeing it more. He's been going to it more. He needs to utilize that more. But I'm going to tell you 1,000%, this is the worst matchup they could have played in the first. You do not want to play against Jimmy freaking buckets. That dude who would just say, I would die on the floor to win a game. And Bam Adebayo, who's the most undersized super king I've ever seen. He's like a superhero. You ever seen, you seen the Space Jam movie, right? When they drink the juice and they go crazy. And Bam is that dude when he plays the big moments. I don't know how he do it, but he shows up and he shows out. And I'm telling you, Milwaukee has to get done. I think it's going to go 7 though. They have to get it done. I want them to get done in the 6 because if they go to 7, they may lose. I'm just gonna call.
What you got? What you got? Hot take, man. What you got, bro?
So I echo both of what y'all said. This is a must-have for Giannis. Now, like when you were praising Drew Holiday, the only thing that comes to mind is when he sent Dame home. Take your lunch, go home, get up out of here, right? And
hold up,
he locked him up.
He sent Dame and CJ home. He single-handedly locked up 2 people by himself.
I saw it, and that's why, to be honest, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm salivating for the Bucks and Brooklyn because even though Brooklyn has more talent, like they have the pieces, yin yang. But again, I don't want to get ahead of myself. And you're right when you say Miami was the worst draw. Because when you know matchups make fights, Miami's just bad for them. What I will say though is if they overcome this, and it might be they're turning the corner of who was it, LeBron with the Celtics or MJ with the Pistons. Like you have to learn how to play how you don't want to play to beat somebody, so now you're more versatile. So that being said, this is where I have to part ways off of Giannis if it goes sideways for any reason. So, but I've always had an affection for him and his freak thing that he got going on. So I'm saying Bucks in 6 because if it goes to 7, I'm gonna echo what you said, fam.
Brian, how you got on board to 7?
I'm here to stir the pot, guys.
Oh, here we go.
I got Miami in 6.
Ooh.
Let me break this down for you. Everything that y'all saying is hopes and dreams.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Giannis has told us time and time again who he is, and we don't want to believe it. He's not going to have a jumper. He's going to try to have one when he realizes Miami got snipers, and he's going to try to shoot these shots when he shouldn't, because he's going to realize that paint is not really working like that. So what I see happening here is I see Jimmy Butler and company. I see they picked up 2 defensive dogs that don't want to do nothing but play defense in crunch situations, and Iguodala and Trevor Ariza. So I just don't see PJ Tucker being a factor. I don't think he really found his niche in that role in that team yet. He's there defensively. I mean, he can fit in defensively with any team, but offensively, he's just going to be in the way. He's not that corner specialist that he used to be with the Rockets. He
can't be. Like, you don't forget how to shoot. He can go stand in the corner and catch a couple games.
He's not getting set up the way James Harden used to set him up.
True.
Big that Giannis is passing it when it's last minute situation. You know James is gonna hit you. You know it's coming to you. But Giannis ain't a passer like James. So I don't see that happening. I like the Holiday pickup, but at the same time, I just don't see. He got to stay on Jimmy. I think he has to stay on Jimmy at all times when it gets late. And when it gets late and it goes to Jimmy, I think that's when the role players are going to step up. That's when the Bam is going to step up. That's when the Tyler is going to step up. But I just don't see Giannis being who we want him to be. He is right now what James Harden was of the West.
That's pretty aggressive.
That's hot.
That's pretty aggressive.
That's pretty aggressive.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
As we've been here we're gonna call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
If Giannis hasn't showed us a jumper up until this date, did he get one in 2 months? Did he get one in a week? How is he gonna show? Is he gonna show it on Miami's defense? I don't.
And I'm gonna call a spade. Since the games are one of the games
live.
They're losing right now to Miami. It's 1 point, but they are losing at home. So that's something to keep an eye on. Ryan may stir the pot.
I'm gonna start out.
Yeah, this series is gonna be like this. I don't really see no blowouts happen unless somebody come out and have one of them hot quarters that the NBA teams tend to have. So I see this series being nip and tuck every game, last second to the wire type stuff.
Just diving.
The teams are fairly matched up, but we all know Miami would have been a problem for anybody in this first round. The only series that we could sit there and say like, "Ooh, that'd have been interesting," would probably be Miami, New York, because we just would have looked at it like Miami got too much experience and would have got New York up out of here. But if Philly had to see Miami in the first round, they wouldn't want that problem. We damn sure know Brooklyn really didn't want to see Miami in the first round. So it just so happened that the Bucks got the short end of the stick, because if Miami would have won that last game, they would have beat the Hawks and they'd have moved into the 5th seed and the Hawks moved to the 6th seed. So, I just look at it like, Ryan, I'm not disagreeing to where I don't think Miami can't win. I just feel like Giannis has to win. And it's more or less, and to me, he has to move away from what you're saying, trying to rely on the jumper and do all that. Go be the freak of nature that my boy Hot Take was talking about. He has to find new ways to dominate a game. And it comes to coaching. You got Drew Holiday now. So don't let Giannis be the one and got to do all that. Give it to Drew. Let him set the table and let Giannis and him do some pick and rolls.
Giannis is the 5, bro. He needs to be the 5 in a closing lineup.
Yeah. So you go Giannis, PJ, Chris, DiVincenzo, and Drew. Mm-hmm. I feel like that gives you a nice fighting chance of making sure that it's competitive. The floor stays spaced for the most part, and you run more pick and rolls with Giannis and Drew. Get him downhill that way instead of him creating downhill action. And I think you got yourself a chance to move on to the second round.
Yeah. So we'll find out. We'll see. We're moving on to the last series, and another hot take. Just seeing the game right now, I don't know why Miami look like the Indiana Pacers. I don't know that. If you see
the yellow jerseys,
I don't know what they doing over there, man. They dealing with an identity crisis over there in Miami. They trying to figure something out. That's not a good look, but hey, it's going to be a good series. Last series is the Brooklyn Nets versus the Boston Celtics. And I'm going to just start off by saying that this is probably the most easiest series that the Nets wish they got, and they got it. I think that this series is not going to be competitive. Your Boston may give them one game, but I think the Nets are going to sweep. I think the Nets are going to get done with them. You got James, you got KD, and you got Kyrie coming back, ready to go. And I don't think Tatum is going to be enough, man. They're not going to be enough. That 50-point heroic performance is not going to go down in history for nothing, because it's a playoff game or a play-in game that don't even take none of the stats. It's going to be all for nothing. He got them there. Hey, good for you. I don't think Kemba is going to be enough. They just don't match up well when they play against the Brooklyn Nets, man. I don't know. Kyrie must got some kind of effect on Tatum, because whenever he play against freaking Brooklyn, he throws in that white flag and say, you got it. You got it, man. I don't want none of the smoke. You want some cookies? You want some milk too? Hey, Mom says she's making food right now. I can make her call DoorDash if you're hungry right now. I'm telling you right now, Tatum tucks his tail and gets it pushing, bro. So I don't think that they're going to stand a chance. I think this is the best series for Brooklyn, and I think they're going to get done with it quick, fast, and in a hurry, man.
That's here. Ryan, what you got, bro?
I agree. I got this. It's not going. I got it being a sweep. I think the coach really was a final nail in the coffin for me. I think it's got to be his last year. Depending on what his I don't know what his contract is, but depending on what his contract is, it's got to be his last year. You should never be saying, I don't see how it's even possible to beat the Nets. You shouldn't be saying that in an interview as a coach when you're about to. That right there tells me you don't even got a believable game plan for your players. If you don't got a believable game plan for them, so they're going to play for themselves at some point in this game once they see it's not working. So I see it being a sweep. Tatum If they had Brown, it'd be a little bit different. I still think it'll probably go 5 max, but it's a done data for that one.
I agree. Not much to see here. We can keep it pushing. I just will say that I think Boston has been grossly mismanaged. When you go back in time 3-4 years, when they had this treasure trove of picks and some of the pieces on the team don't mix, and they could have had a center, a Porzingis or whoever, and then one wrong turn, Kemba looks washed. You're smoked up some of these draft picks, and now it's like, what are we doing? What's the next move? And now you're in a spot where you can't even be competitive. And I'm looking for a reason to talk smack about Brooklyn, but I got nothing in this series.
Yeah, this is over in 4. Quick, hot, and hurry. I agree with all three of you gentlemen. This is gonna get ugly fast. I feel like it's gonna be one competitive game just because it's the NBA and Brooklyn always gives a team one competitive game. But yeah, man, to echo what you said, Hot Take, just the fact of how they've just blown this situation. Danny Ainge has blown this. He kind of said it earlier this year, we're just not good enough. Yeah, look at your damn self. You're the reason they're just not good enough.
They got one of the most number one draft pick, first round, like top lottery picks in a while. They've been getting lottery picks for the last 4 or 5 years. Like,
yeah, and it hasn't manifested.
Woke them all up.
Yeah, and it hasn't manifested to nothing. I feel like you should have pulled the trigger to go get James. You really blew it when you traded IT. I think that moment when they traded IT and blew that up is where they failed.
Karma. That was karma too.
Yeah, because, bringing in Kyrie, that seems like a special talent and all that kind of stuff. But what that team had, that was a special team. And I think that team could have continued to manifest and, IT would have got the right surgeries and he wouldn't have to rush himself back, all that stuff and how all that worked out. But I think it's karma, kind of what you said, Hot Take, man. And that's why this is going to be over in 4. And I wish Jaylen Brown was there to make it competitive, kind of how my boy Ryan said. But yeah, this over in 4. Kyrie bringing the sage and he getting up out of here.
Yeah.
You don't have no take on Brad? It has nothing to do with him?
No, I do agree. That was bad business, but it was already a stacked deck. They was getting the business anyway.
I think Brad was done this. This was his last year. I think, again, he ran his course. He's been there for 4 or 5 years now, 4 or 5 seasons. He had Kyrie. He has Kemba. Like their best year is when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals and they lost to LeBron James in 7 games. That was the last great year they had in Boston. And that was the year that Kyrie was out and they just figured it out. It out. And after that, it just went downhill from there. Again, I'm not mad at Danny Ainge bringing in Kyrie because you're thinking, Kyrie's a talent. He should help us take us to that next level. He's been to the championship. We got 2 young studs. He should be the leader. But again, they wasn't ready for Kyrie's leadership. And then when you saw it.
Leadership?
Lack of.
You call what Kyrie is a leader?
No. I'm just saying I'm saying they wasn't ready for that type of leadership, right? Where he expected. Because again, I think Kyrie went in with the expectations of being the guy, right? And trying to lead that team, right? But they clashed. So when they clashed, I think Kyrie said, forget it. I quit on y'all. I won't play. I'm injured. I'm done. Y'all do what y'all want to do. And they said it. It was a mutual breakup between both because they know they had some parts to do with it. And Kyrie know he had some parts to do with it. That's why he called LeBron and said, I get it now. I finally understand what you was talking about.
Because Kyrie, to what even what my boy Hot Take said, there's a lack of leadership. There was a lack of fully understanding that when you're heading to a team, you are here to be a leader and help groom Tatum, help groom Jaylen Brown. You feel me? Because that's the future. That's supposed to be your running mates. And he didn't even want to take the time to do all that. It was, I'm going to show y'all, and y'all know Kyrie, because you have to go learn from LeBron, bro. That's what you sat there and did. So why not take that to when you went to Boston? He came to Boston as a selfish person. And he left
as a selfish person too.
Thank you. He wanted to get away from the quote unquote circus.
So
what circus? Y'all was winning. And then you weren't even man enough to really just say, like, I had an issue, you feel me, with LeBron. It was like subtle little stuff. I can't respect that. You feel me? I just can't. And so
I think, but they took their shot with Kyrie, and I'm not even mad at them. Like it was a calculated move. In the end, it didn't really cost them that much, but then they self-sabotaged after the fact too, and just smoked up the draft picks. They had a standing offer for Miles Turner at the beginning of the year, who I thought would have fit like a glove with Tatum and Brown. Like they have, and then had some bad luck with Kemba just looking washed with that knee. So Brad Stevens is a piece of it, but to be honest, I think he's been handed a stacked deck, and now he's just walking wounded. And then he committed the cardinal sin, talking about punting before the series even started. But this was well before him.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of mixture of everything. I think it's a little bit of mixture of, it starts with Danny Ainge. I think Brad Stevens got a lot to do with it, especially after that comment. When you give up on your team before the series start, I don't even want to play for you. I'm gonna just call it like I don't even want to put on a jersey for you. You got to go. When you already done, you got to go. And I don't care if you didn't mean it that way. You got to go. All right. We going in there. Hey, we out here to fight. And that's why I respect Spoelstra, because even when people don't give him credit, he go in there like, we are good enough to beat anybody. When everybody like, no, you're not. No, yes, we are. And so and then you got the Kyrie deal. And then Tatum as well, too. They play it, like I said, Tatum is like those, you have these moments where you're like, wow, this is great. He's going to be there. And then you're like, what the hell are you doing, Tatum? I don't know what it is. He just haven't crossed over yet. But we're going to find out as we move and progress to the playoffs. We gave up our predictions, man. What do y'all want to say before we get out of here? Ryan, we're going to start with you, brother. Any final hot takes that you want to say before we get up out of here, man?
I'm looking for a very big series from a few players in the West. I need a good, strong series performance from Devin Booker. I need a good, strong series performance from Dame again. Dame needs to solidify that again. And I need a good, solid performance from AD. AD needs to show me that he's consistent.
Ryan, you going to Vegas, you dropping 10 racks. Who you putting it on? No qualifiers. Yeah. No injury, caveats. You got 10 G's. Who you putting it on?
A team that finished through the whole thing? Or
yeah, for the ship.
Woo. Tough. Right now, he's going through all the series to see how everything gonna play out.
If I gotta put my money,
you gotta put emphasis on that.
I would only put my money on one person.
Ooh.
And that's hey, just
LeBron?
to the right a little bit for me. What's his name? King James? Yeah, there you go. King James. Yeah. That's the person I would bet my money on. This is win, lose, or draw. No matter how much it is, life-saving, dollar in my pocket. James.
I feel that. I feel it. He got an opportunity to go to another straight finals, because he's damn near undefeated in the playoffs when he get there in the last 10 years. This is going to be his 10th year, if I'm not mistaken. Hot take. Anything you want to say before we get up out of here, bro?
Not much. I mean, with my boys up out of there fishing, I'm rooting for the hometown boy Dame. I want to see him show out. And yeah, man, that's just I had a good time. Just want to let y'all know it was what I was looking to do to get involved with when I messaged you, Bake. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. Definitely. And then my boy Reasons, man. What you got to say before we get up out of here, dog?
I just feel bad for all the light skins. A lot of them going home this first round. Jason Tatum, Devin Booker. Steph already got it started. Jamal Murray didn't even make it to the dance. Trae Young going home. I guess Ben Simmons kind of like y'all only saving grace currently.
Man.
So I just want to, give a shout out to the light skins. And, it's tough out here in these NBA streets for the light skinned brothers. Maybe next year y'all can come on back and shock the world or something. And until further notice, as you said, Bake, that man is usually in the finals. Yeah. Man over there behind me. So I can't not say the Lakers until further notice. I care less about anything else. But he can't.
I got one question before we get out of here. I got one question though. Is anybody's legacy going to be tarnished if they first round?
If they lose in the first round?
Giannis. Yeah. Giannis. Oh, in the Clippers. The franchise. They lose to Dallas in the first round, in my opinion, it's a wrap. It's like
Paul George.
It's a wrap.
Okay. Clippers.
Yeah. The Giannis and the Clippers to me. I'm gonna always throw the Lakers in it because I'm a fan. You can't. We can't lose in the first round at all. Like it is not. Injuries or not. No.
And Brooklyn for sure. If Brooklyn gets upset by the Celtics, I don't think they firing Brad Stevens. I'm telling you right now. If they beat the Brooklyn Nets, they're gonna keep that man on for another 5 to 10 years because that'll be upset of the upsets.
We shouldn't see 6 games, right?
We really shouldn't see 5 in that series.
Yeah, I agree.
5 if you're being generous, but we should not see 5.
We should.
But at the end of the day, my biggest hot take is going to be the Portland Trail Blazers are the most sleeping team in the playoffs, in my opinion. I think a lot of people are dodging their smoke. I don't think a lot of people want to play this team because they know when they're healthy, they can compete with anybody. They have the size, they have the scores. The only thing that hurts them is the defense in key situations. If they can address that, they can give anybody fits, and they can be the sleeper that can go to the finals. But I would never go against LeBron James until somebody beat him. Hey, he's the king until he is beaten, and I just don't know what AD you're going to get. And this is, I think for real, at the end of the day, Paul George got to show up and show out. Because this is you went through, I love PG. He's a Fresno alum, Bulldog alum. When you threw Doc Rivers under the bus for the way y'all losing and say he didn't utilize you the right way and Ty Lue used you but more, you better show out.
And then you get $200 million.
You better show out.
That's what I'm saying.
You better show up. Because if you do not have a great playoffs, okay? If you do not have a great playoffs, Pete.
Ain't nobody taking you serious.
Your legacy is going to be tarnished the most. It's besides Giannis, because Giannis got to win. But you're up there with the Giannis. If you lose in the first round, or if you have a bad performance, not even lose, if your performance is horrible.
If you out there dropping 35 and y'all lose, I can't say that about PG. But if you out there shooting side of the backboard.
But anyway, man, we appreciate y'all brothers coming on to the show, man. We definitely going to try to bring you guys back on. We definitely going to talk about the finals as we get closer to the finals as well, too. And keep it locked in with us at Talk That Talk Nation, man. We're going to keep it going, man. This is going to be interesting. It's hoop season. It is hoop season and a lot of great basketball to go. But always remember to stay safe, stay blessed, take care of yourself. Y'all let us know in the comments below, who do y'all got in these first rounds, man? Let us know your first round predictions. We'd love to see how y'all call it. And always remember to stay safe and to talk that talk. We see y'all next time, baby.